Okay, folks, so today I didn't want to do anything too crazy. We got the engine running yesterday. I have this latch I want to put in, but my tailgate's full of dents. And the metal split right there. So, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the tailgate off of my parts car and put it on this one. Put this one over there on that one for now, until I can either replace it or do the body to it. I don't know which. It just depends which is going to be cheaper and more time effective. But yeah, this one we're going to be working on next after this thing gets inspected. This thing needs a timing set in it. It's a 2.0, so we're going to do a video series on that when I get that one done. It's a lot of work. Then after this one's done, then I could start building that one. So that'll be the next project, I guess. But I gotta get all the dents and stuff out of this one. This dent's making me mad. I'll figure out how to get it out. But yeah, all right, so I'm gonna just take this tailgate off and switch it. I think the only thing I gotta do is either take them out here or here, undo these two pins with these C-clips that they got. Pin should pull through, and then I think let me see if the cables are better on this one. Just depends. Yeah, these cables look better, I think. So I might swap the gate and cables over. Looked like a dent, never mind. Yeah, we'll swap the cables over. These ones aren't bad, but the other ones are definitely nicer. They don't have this chew stuff on them. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is take out all these bolts here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. It should be all of them, I'd say. I don't think there's any more, unless they're hidden. Oh yeah, there's one here. Yeah, there's just one there and one that should be there. It's broke. Okay, we're gonna get started. I'll show you what I do. Okay, so we got our old tailgate out. Whoever swapped this originally just cut that wire instead of unplugging it, which it's dumb. So I'm not gonna worry about hooking that back up because this motor doesn't even work anyway. So I'm gonna swap that tailgate over. So what I did, I took out all those screws we saw. These were all in this panel where I showed them. There was no hidden ones. They're all just right there. 2 on the sides. And then we had to move this. I wasn't going to, but we had to move this out of the way in order to get the pins out, get these out, because they kept hitting. So this had to come out. And there's just 2 brackets. There's 3 bolts here, which I think were 10 millimeter. Let me see. I'll tell you exactly what you need. No, these are not 10. I'll let you know in a second what those are, but we have a 8 millimeter, which is these for your straps, for your tailgate straps. Then this was 7 millimeter for your ground. I'm trying to figure out where the 10 mil is. What you needed a 10. I thought these were 10. Oh yeah, they are 10. That's 8. I'm dumb. Yeah, 8. You need a 10 for these, 8 for these, 7 for this. Okay. And then you just need a Phillips screwdriver for these. So, alright, that was pretty straightforward. That one's out. Took like 10, 15 minutes. Now I'm going to go ahead and start putting the other one back, or taking the other one off, and then put it on this one. So we'll see how it goes. Alright, something that wasn't on my tailgate was this little latch thing here. I don't know what size it is, but this might work. 7 millimeter works for this. So I got this to take off. I got them loose now. And I believe that was 7mm down there. Let me just, there we go. It's hard to do this stuff left-handed. Yeah, but then we'll go take those bolts out. Those bolts out. I already took the C-clips out of these. Don't lose them. I put them over there. I took the C-clips out. I'll take that out so I can unhook this wire and actually plug it in correctly. Which ain't gonna matter because they cut the one for that car, so I have to figure out how to get it out of that tailgate. Because either that or I just cut this one and splice it in the same way because can't even use that one anyway. Decisions. Because that motor's shot anyway. This motor. Take this off. I'll put that back on probably. But there's that wire where it goes. And you can actually reach in here. But it is pretty tough to... I couldn't get it out of the other one. I don't know how it's clipped in there. But it's clipped in there for sure. It's clipped in good. But I might wind up cutting that same as the other one. I was hoping not to do that, but it's not going to matter because I can't get it out of the other one anyway. So I'll have to cut it either way. You won't see it. I hate cutting wires though. So now I got to undo these bolts and then I can slide my pins out. You see how they would hit whenever you slide them out. They only come so far. So that's the next step. And this pops right out. Just like that. And you got your wire there. I'm feeling this because it looks like it was cut here before. Because if that's the case, I'll just cut mine right there. I'd rather it be way back here than up front. I can't tell though. Let's unwrap it and see what we got. Oh, they just wrapped a piece of rubber and electrical tape. All right, that's cool. All right, well, we got that unhooked. You can see that's the wire. All right, I'll be back after I get this tailgate off. You know what we got to do. Boy, these hinge pins really don't want to move. I tried tapping them with a hammer. So what I'm gonna do, just give them a little spray of the PB blaster. Same thing to that one. It's not gonna take a lot. These are little bolts. This thing is spritz. We'll let that soak for a few minutes and we'll come back and get them out. But I wanted to let you know you might have to do that if you can't get them out. Also, when I go to replace my latch assembly, this one here is kind of intact, as you can see. So I gotta take it out and put the new one in. But when I do, I have to figure out this system. I have to take this out, look at this, see how it moves or comes out. If I can get my hand under it to do that, we'll see. So that will be the next step after I get this off. I'll take it over and I'll move that one off of my trash can, put it on the ground, put this one on the trash can table, and we'll get going on it. So stay tuned, it's coming. All right, I want to give you all a little tip here. So these pins were pretty stuck, so I used a couple extensions. It'd be better if you didn't have your tail light in for this. But that's only a couple screws. You can take that out, and I think there's only 2 bolts that hold the tail light in. So yeah, I just used this and a hammer and tapped it out to that point, and then you take a screwdriver with a flathead, put it right here, and just tap it with a hammer till it's the rest of the way out. And I did that with both of them, and they came out pretty easy. So all right, this thing's about to come off after I take those off, take that pin out. So here we go, we're about to do that. Okay, so pulling this lock assembly out was super simple. All we had to do was pop that clip off. And they gave you a nice little slot here to put a screwdriver down in and just push it, and it popped right off. That slot it's nice to have. So now we're gonna open this up and put the new one in. Try to remember which way we just took this one out, because it sits in there a specific way to lock and unlock, obviously. So that's what we're gonna do next. Okay, a little tidbit here. We got our new lock installed. You see that clip I had to put around it right there, that brass clip? On the opposite side of it, there is another groove just like that one that it's sitting in. Make sure it does not sit on top of that little nub, so it's only half locked in. It kept trying to do that to me. So I kept finagling it and finally got it to push in like this. And then I came over to this side, looked down through the hole, and I pushed really hard and it clicked in. That's how you know it's in. You have to push it all the way in until it clicks like that. So on to the next step, which is probably wire that in. We'll get that wired, and then I'm gonna put that back on first, then wire that, then put that cover on, and then we should be good to put this cover back on the tailgate and be done, huh? Let's see what happens. Okay, tailgate overview is complete. We got this thing installed. I did have an issue with the latches. I adjusted these, brought them all the way out because of the way that the glass was trying to latch. And then I had to adjust the glass too, I'll show you. So this thing shuts in nice and secure. Got our new lock in place. That's for the glass. This is for the tailgate. It's a little stiff, but I wanted it that way. I might tweak it just a little, just to make it a tad easier, but I had to do this. Use a piece of vacuum line and wrapped it in electrical tape, so that way this would latch, because it wasn't hitting. So I have to do that, and now it latches, but requires a little effort to open. It doesn't just pop. So at least it works. That's what's an important thing. Just took a little engineering, but we got it. And it doesn't unlock the glass without the key. So we're good there. Now I just gotta go put this one back on that one. But this is a job well done. And it matches the car really well. Like, you can't even really tell that that's off of another Blazer, other than the dirt and the fade.